All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechaha Kadash. All right. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who rule well, okay, and have taught his word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the old full elect, okay. Starting with 144,000, that's also pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Okay, we're Gms Toronto. Okay, coming at you with another lesson here. This is an in home, and yeah, man. Hey, lots is happening. There's only so much to say other than what we've been saying. We're gonna go into spirit. This is video here from the brother Arrows of Indignation. I'll pull it up, and a lot of good information on here. It says, "Truth be told, Babylon allies is pissed. They are dumping U.S. bonds. The final blow, arrows being sent." Okay, so yeah, man, and that's on point. The final blow is all that's left for Babylon the Great, aka America, and those arrows are being sent. Okay, and they're gonna intensify and multiply. You know, as the scriptures say that there will be perplexities on earth. Okay, brothers, got something they want to bring up before we go in? Okay, come. Go ahead, bro.
Second Ezra 8, verse 50, and it reads, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride."
Mm-hmm.
Right, just land back in this video, man. The things that are about to come on in America, the great Babylon, the great, but you have all these nations dumping the treasuries in the amount of $9 billion. Right, that's going to cause economical pain to the American economy, world economy, but Americans, the Babylonians who have lived deliciously, right, they're about to have a real hard, up close reality check.
That's right.
You know, they're going to become a third world country overnight.
That's right. Yeah. God, that's the spirit, because I was going to pull up Isaiah 47. Let's play a little bit of this. That was it on that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's play a little bit of this, and we'll go. You see the copyright, so fair use, fair use. All right, we're not making any money from this video. We're only sharing this video for educational
Just
purposes.
before President Trump posted about his supposed
Educational purposes only.
negotiations with Iran on Monday, traders made hundreds of millions of dollars of extra bets on oil futures. Giving his mates insider information so they can make themselves richer, while his illegal war in Iran makes everyone else poorer. This looks like corruption of the very worst kind. Does the Prime Minister share my fear that Trump is making his war decisions based on what enriches himself and his friends rather than what makes peace in the Middle East?
To make it crystal clear, this war is a catastrophe for the world.
See, what the world isn't aware of yet, and it's becoming aware of painfully, is that Trump is that cruel Lord. And, you know, well, that's who we believe to be. We believe him to be that cruel Lord. He's certainly doing everything a cruel Lord would do, okay? This is Isaiah 19, and I'll start out 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud." Okay, that's a chariot, so-called UFO, "and shall come into Egypt. The idols at his presence, and the hearts of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." So this is when Yahweh Shai comes back with the hosts of heaven, okay? Not, you know, America, aka Babylon the Great, but the whole world, all right, is going to be completely shook to their spirit when they see Yahweh Shai crack them clouds. Because everything that they've heard from the prophets will come running right back to their minds. Okay? Now, verse 2, it says, "I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And this is what's brewing right before our eyes. That's what this war is going to create. It's going to create civil unrest, throughout the four corners of the earth, really. All right, but it's going to intensify in the mecca of all wickedness, which is America, Babylon the Great. Okay. Let me skip down to the point. Verse 4, it says, and the Egyptians, right, modern day Americans or prophetic Americans, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. And you heard what this guy said, okay? When he had mentioned the so-called negotiations with Iran, okay, which they're not doing anything but just buying time, all right? A bunch of traders, right, who trade in oil and whatnot, made millions. Okay, so you American people are nobodies to your leaders. Okay, and we've been telling you this going back to, starting with the apostles on down. Okay, that this beast system. Okay, you got the left and the right, Democrats, okay, and Republicans, and they both work in conjunction, all right, for the agenda of the top wicked elite, which is who has complete control over America right now. You think Trump is doing the bidding of himself? Trump is a puppet beyond puppets. He's doing the bidding of the top wicked elite, okay? The bankers, international bankers, if you will. So it says, the Egyptian will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh, of hosts. Okay, that's it. You got something?
Yeah,
Go on.
I'm just going into it because I was going to bring this up. Revelation 7:1, holding back the four winds of strife. Hey, we're in it, but the Lord is saving that sudden surprise for the end, the finality, and where we come in as His messengers. Simply put, we're watching the MOTB. Okay, the development of the MOTB, the apostles, starting the apostles and elders on down, been watching it for years in the spirit, and the Lord is completely on point with that. But I just wanted to emphasize the scripture here, right? Right, because the chapter before that, Revelation 6, it shows us how, pretty much how we're going to be delivered out of here. And that's what we're going into, deliverance, really, and destruction.
Yep, simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
So that's what you people cannot receive the deliverance, right? The wicked and 2/3 of our people, you cannot receive it. So when we speak, we want to, as we speak, we want to get out of here. And the Lord knows this. So let me get to the scripture real quick, to the point I'm just trying to bring out in regards to holding back the four winds, right? Because that's the final blow. Hey, we're in the strife, but the Lord holds back the four winds. Revelation 7:1, and when you read the chapter before that, like you say, you would understand the saints would have to be delivered based on verse 15. Okay, when the four winds are let loose, going into those arrows. Okay, all right. So straight to the point. It says, and after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth. You see, holding the four winds of strife, four winds of the earth. Excuse me. That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor on any tree. Right? And that's parabolic in going into the Lord's elect, simply put.
Second Maccabees 2.
Yeah, on the earth. Right? That's the earth.
Excuse me.
It's all good. That's the earth. So yeah, you just yeah, this phone call. Yeah, that's the earth, man. Because the main plot of land, all right, that's destined for divine destruction by these missiles, all right, is America. And so before the Lord, allows those angels to let loose of the winds, which is parabolic for those missiles, the elect are going to be sealed. Doing the work. This is why we're still teaching, because the elect still need to be sealed. Okay? But it's looking very soon that we're not going to be out here anymore, especially here in Canada. They got some things that they're passing, some bills, C9, Bill C9, Bill C8, and all of them together basically formulate the ultimate famine of the word. You can't be out there on the highways and byways religiously speaking about certain things, reading out of the Bible. I'm just roughly paraphrasing it. You can look it up for yourself, okay? You can't be on the internet speaking any kind of anti-you-know-what or anything of the Bible. And on further that, when you get pulled over, they can check your phone. You have to give the cops your phone, check your emails, check your text messages. They can check your mail without a warrant, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what you call the term is a totalitarian state, okay? And really, we're going to a technocracy, okay?
If I may add,
Yeah.
also, you can see the gradualism starting to take place.
Right.
They just made an announcement 2 days ago that they're going to start having police with assault rifles in
Right.
certain areas of
In Toronto.
Toronto.
Yes.
Right, certain religious areas. That's all gradualism.
That's
Getting
right.
people accustomed to seeing, military equipped police.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, you know what? But yeah, that was a good piece of information still.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 10:1.
If I may, Deuteronomy 4, I think 4 and 20, 4 and 16, 4 and 24. Because yeah, when you hate us, you actually hate the Lord, and the Lord says it. So you all need to see the solemnity, right, and know what respect is, right, and the Lord's going to tell you what that is, because you hate the prophets, you really hate the Lord.
That's right.
Right, so Deuteronomy, just bring this out real quick. Deuteronomy 4 and 26 are on there. Actually, we could read from the 16 and then jump down. So I'll just get that. Robert Shaw, bear with me there. So I'll start at 16 and then jump. So it says here, lest you corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image and the similitude of any pit unto yourselves, unless you forget the covenant of Yahweh Hashem Shai, your power which he made with you, right? And you make a graven image or likeness of anything which the Lord thy power hath not forbidden thee, right? So all this thing goes back to idolatry. Those people want to remain in their idolatry. When the prophets come out and explain to them that you're fighting against the Lord, right? You fight against us, you actually fight against the Lord. But that's also Psalms 24 and 7. You can go into it in that chapter. Let me get to the point here. It says, verse 24, for the Lord thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous power, right? And then it says, here's the point, when thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained and shall corrupt yourselves and make graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord thy power, right, to provoke him to anger, right? Actually, I'm looking for the scripture that says, and they hate me. That's the one I was looking for.
Fourth generation?
Yeah.
To the third and fourth generation.
Third and fourth generation. It might have been up. I'm going to jump too far. Yeah, it's not.
Hate me?
Yeah.
That's when you're in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
I think 5 and 9. Yeah, 5 and 9.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
5 and 9.
That's right. That's a precept. So it says, I'll read it real quick. It says, to this point, it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy power, is a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation, right? I believe by faith that we're in that fourth and final generation, right? And we know that it's prophetic in regards to us coming back, right? When the reincarnation, when the Lord brings us back, but spiritually we're in that final phase, right? Which goes into actually the sixth seal, okay? The sixth seal and the sixth trumpet, okay?
Yeah, this has to be the generation that that Yahweh Shai came to 2,000 plus years ago, because when he comes back, he says, they that pierced him will see him. So those very Roman soldiers that were there 2,000 plus years ago and pierced Yahweh Shai are going to be here again today when Yahweh Shai comes back. So like you said, you know, this has to be that final generation, the worst generation, right, where the Lord's prophecies play out and the final destruction happens now in this generation.
100%. Crucifying him afresh. I'll finish the verse to the point. I'll read it again. This is Deuteronomy 5:9. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them, going into the idolatry that 2/3 of our people are in, right? And that idolatry likes to try to come inside the church, but the Lord knows how to deal with it, right? For the Lord thy power, I'm a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of fathers upon the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. That's the point on that, man. That's a serious charge, because the Lord is not, he's frowning, right? And it's not a pleasant frown.
Yeah, that's right. Them that hate me.
Yeah.
And those spirits are back. The same spirits said, give us Barabbas.
Exactly.
Right, they're back. You know, the same spirits during the Exodus. Oh, the garlics and the leeks.
Right.
We want the garlics and the leeks.
That's right.
Did you bring us out here to die? They're
Right.
back.
Yep.
Those spirits witnessed the miracles. They saw the firstborn perish via the hands of the angel of death, which was Yahweh Shai, for those that can receive. You know, they saw the plagues. They saw the frogs. They saw the river Nile turn red. They saw the Red Sea, the Suez Canal part.
Right. Yep.
They saw that. They saw the chariot by day, the chariot by night.
That's right.
And they still scoffed and say, hey, we want to go back to the welfare state and live good in Egypt.
Crazy, man. That's how you know, like, you know, they never really believed, even though they see those things. And that should really, you know, put the fear of the Lord in you. Like, to witness all those miracles, the darkness, the plagues, you know, like you said, the splitting of the sea, like, of the Suez Canal, or the Gulf of, is it Aqaba or Suez? Gulf of Suez. Gulf of Suez, you know, the terrible judgment in the wilderness alone, all these things, and all the Lord did is because it's easy to be in shock and awe in the moment, and then be good. You know, let's say it happens on a Monday. I'm just putting a time limit to it, and then you're good until like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you're back to your nigga ways, right? And what the Lord will do is He'll show you miracles, He'll show you signs, and then let time go by to see what manner of person you really are.
100%.
Right? Because all He was doing is testing their patience. How long are you willing to wait? And spiritually, they're detoxing from Egypt. So the Lord, you know, the Lord couldn't just He couldn't just let Israel just come to land the day after leaving Egypt. You know, Israel would turn into another Egypt, and then some. So it was literally a detox, and we're in prophetic and spiritual Egypt again, and the Lord is putting us through our own fire, our own tribulations, to purge us and detox from Babylon the Great, so we can enter into the kingdom, man. The Lord willing, we're of the elect. Okay, so, it's funny, we're talking about the sea. Yeah. That's how it probably was when they were walking through, right? Water on both sides, yeah. So let's continue on with this.
World's economies. The impact is absolutely evident. Already now, after a little bit more than 2 weeks, the closure of the Hormuz Strait has an impact for all the region in the Indo-Pacific, including Australia. So this is a real impact, and at the same time, the European partners in Germany as well highlighted from the beginning on. We have not been consulted before. Nobody asked us before. It's not our war. And therefore we don't want to get sucked into that war, to make it crystal clear. And what we need is now a diplomatic...
And there's nothing these nations can do. All right? The Lord is one who's stirring up these nations to come to war. Okay? And the thing is, these nations and their leaders, they don't want it. The ones that are, are promised whatever promise in the new system to come, they're going to forward the agenda. But a lot of these elites as well, they don't want this war, okay? Because they know the calamity that comes with it as well, even upon themselves. Because just because you see these guys on a television and on the screen doesn't mean they fully understand what they're involved in. There's levels to this thing, both on the righteous side and both on the left side, on the wicked side. Okay? Why do you think they're able to blackmail these prime ministers and presidents, as well as they're doing? Is because they got dirt on these guys. So even if these guys didn't want to bring about this war or move forward with this war, they have no, okay? Because they're in bed with the top wicked elite. So this is real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at let's see, 27. Damn. Okay, I'll start at 20. So 2nd Ezra 15 and 20 says, "Behold, saith the Lord, say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me," okay, "which are from the rising of the sun and from the south and from the east and Lebanos, to turn themselves one against another," okay, "and repay the things that they have done to them." Who's the them that they have done evil and wickedness to? The Israelites, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled birds out there, starting with the elect. So this war, when you go into it, this war, and we bring out Joel as well, in Joel chapter 3. This war, the Lord is bringing all these heathen. He's bringing all these heathen together, okay, and the kings of all these nations together to what? To war and destroy themselves and destroy each other because of the controversy of starting with the elect. So you gotta, the Lord is bringing World War III because you messed with the apple of his eye, starting with the elect, man. Yeah, that's like that's a part of the most serious game. And you didn't even know. Talking shit, and all of a sudden, all his boys roll up to your house, 15 holes in your house. That's the Lord on a divine level, man. He's gonna be tearing bodies apart for the controversy of his people. But yet, the narrative is that the Lord loves everybody. If you still believe that now in 2026, I'm sorry to tell you, but you will die. You will die. Got some?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a good precept, because hey, this is the Lord's war. Okay?
Exactly.
It's a home show. Powerful precept, man. The Lord's controlling everything.
That's
Control the nations, right? Good luck, cruel Lord, and the rest of you. Let me get to it.
Oh, second, one more verse.
No, take
one
your
more
time.
verse.
Take your time.
21, it says, "Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen,
That's right.
Take your time.
so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom." Yo, when we talk, we're gonna put a foot up your ass.
That's right.
Yo, the Lord is saying that. What does that mean when a divine power tells you he's gonna do that to you? Or when you talk, you're like, I'm gonna rip you a new one.
It will come to pass.
You know?
Guaranteed.
A divine power is telling you that he's gonna do everything you heathens have done to his people, starting with the elect. This is not just in this generation. This is all the generations going back to the past. You brought out the precept to them that hate me.
That's right.
To the third and fourth generation. So the Lord, the Heavenly Father, who the world even calls God, he recalls the accounts of the past. Because you come back in the spirit anyways in the reincarnation. So all those kingdoms we were in captivity under, everything, all the atrocities they did to us, up into the worst one being under Esau, the Lord is going to condense the judgment for that, is going to come down all at once across the world and especially across Babylon.
It said here, recompense in their bosom. So like,
Yeah.
that's their chest, man.
Yeah.
They got a hold on to that.
Yeah. Hug that. Yeah. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power. My right hand, right, which we know who that is, Yahweh Shai. My right hand shall not spare the sinners.
See that? That's Jesus.
That's right.
You know, look, what's the saying these wacky tacky Christians like to say? Hate the sin, love the sinners.
Right. Kind of nonsense. Say that about a pedo that touch up on your kid.
Right.
You know, don't hate him. Just hate what he did.
Yeah,
What
right.
you?
That's Esau's witchcraft.
Yeah.
He pushed that vibration out. To make you think like that. You know what I mean? Because really, you want revenge. That's what righteous. You want justice.
That's it.
Not even revenge.
want-
Revenge is part of justice, but you really want justice.
That's
man.
right. That's right.
Okay, and the laws are balanced.
That's right.
If you do some wickedness against a child, man, okay, you gotta get put to death.
That's right.
That's it. That's balance, man.
That's it, man.
Put evil out on the earth.
Exactly. That's right.
When you let it fester, Esau lets it fester in this world, man, and it corrupts people, man. Then those demons that have been taught, they start doing this. They put that on other kids too.
That's right. Yep.
Or whoever, the cycle continues in Esau's chaotic realm.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, you practice it very bold.
Yes.
I can bring one instance.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I'm talking about Amalek when the babies are born.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. What do you do with those kids, man? That's
Right? When you reach that.
Anyways, I'll just finish it up.
No, take your time, brother.
It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword. Right? And let your imagination run wild with that, because the Lord can use anything as a killing instrument. Okay? My sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Right? So you heathens, the top rulers of you heathens that have joined hand in hand with Esau Edom and the top wicked elite of Esau Edom are all going to get it. And you'll be preserved for a special judgment, which is called captivity, slavery under the Israelites, man, starting with the elect. Okay? Because you're the creme de la creme on the left-hand side.
The day of evil, double evil.
That's
right. You get recompense in your bosom, and you go into slavery.
That's right. Yep, Khan, you got it.
Beautiful. Just going into the sovereignty of Yahweh Hashem Shai, because you brought it out, right? It's his war. So real quick, I'm going to go to the book of Job. I'm going to read from Job 12. I'm going to read from the KJV to read to verse 17. It says, behold, he withholdeth the waters, right? And they dry up. Also, he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So it's not your war trump, but you're playing that great puppeteer, cruel Lord. That's your role, and you can't change it. You can't come out and say he's this, right? Because it goes right back to your character. Your character goes right back from when you started. When you go back to these guys' lives, right? The document, none of them should be alive.
That's right.
But they're preserved for the day of evil.
That's right.
That's right.
God's bosom. Anyway, real quick, verse 17. You leadeth the counselors away, spoil and maketh the judges fools. So, of course, we know that this is twofold, right? It's speaking within the house, right, and within Israel, and more importantly, that those judges outside of the temple.
Yeah.
The Lord's got you. You're not running nothing down here.
Right.
You're just doing what the Lord bids.
Right.
What his bidding is.
You're in the trick bag.
Go ahead.
You're in the trick bag.
That's
You
right.
wicked elites. You have no choice. It's all to fulfill prophecy.
That's right.
Right? Everything we see playing out is all to fulfill prophecy. We see them coming up and making press conferences, making announcements. oh, I'm gonna postpone this for 5 days.
Oh,
You got
right.
48 hours.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Just buying time. Just buying time. Because when he said during negotiations, then Iran bombed some plants, oil plants. So how can you be talking about peace, but yet there's war happening? In the midst of you talking about peace. So obviously the intent isn't peace. They're just talking to you about that. But the intent is war. And we know these devils that they always say, never let a good crisis go to war.
Good or bad crisis.
Good or bad crisis go to yeah, exactly. Never let a crisis go to waste.
Yeah,
They're not gonna let this go to waste. This is an opportunity for them to shut down the earth like they did 6 years ago, but way worse.
6 years ago.
Right. Right. Right.
6 years ago.
Right.
Hey, look, we
yep.
know what six is going
Of
into
course.
dummies,
Of course.
right? Like you people want to go on for 60,000 years, right? But that's not what's happening here. Okay, simply put.
Yeah.
You have more? Because I was going to read a little bit more in this book.
Oh, yeah, no, you got
The
it.
laws of an empire wouldn't allow it anyways.
Simply
You know,
put.
just
Yeah,
the
it's
carnal
true.
laws of the empire,
Right.
250 years, the
Right.
average lifespan.
Right.
They wouldn't even, but that's their dream though, right? To,
Yeah.
You
Rule
know,
forever.
houses shall continue forever.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Beautiful. Reading on in Job 12, because brother went into it as well. It says, this is verse 18. Let me read verse 17. It says, he leadeth counselors away, all right, and spoil and maketh the judges fools. He looseth the bond of kings and gird their loins with a girdle. Right. So when we read this, we know that the spirit of humility has to be upon the elect. But as far as Esau goes, the spirit of pride is what's going to prevail.
Yeah, because when you girt your loins, you tie it up, you make sure everything's tight, because you're ready to run, you're ready for action. So the kings of this world, the Lord is girding up their minds because he's getting them ready for action. They're all gonna go for war, man. Even when they talk about peace, the scriptures say peace and safety, then some destruction. Okay? You got it.
He leadeth princes away. Let me read verse 18. He looseth the bond of kings and girded their loins with a girdle. Verse 19, Job 12 and 19. It says
So it's like Esau Edom. He loosened Esau Edom's bond, his bonds that he had in the medieval era. Okay? And it's only been for a little season. Right? So when you look at this Edomite, this translucent creature roaming the earth and ruling everything, the Lord did that. For you Israelites that don't believe the Lord controls both sides, that Satan's up there somehow fighting against him, but you, out of the same mouth, you'll say the Lord is all powerful. Right? You err not knowing the scriptures, man. The Lord is the one, as you're reading, sets up kings and rulers and kingdoms.
Yeah, let's go back to Daniel.
Right.
We had the vision of the statue. The Lord set that all up, man.
God.
We Christians so bugged out because they believe in Daniel, so to speak, right? They're not gonna. They don't consider the Lord.
Right.
That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So bugged out, it's a simple concept. You know,
It's
it's
true.
actually a simple concept to grasp.
Yeah.
It might be hard to break down in terms of, but like.
Well, it is.
It's hard
Until
to break down, but it's simple. Like the sense of the Lord gave the vision to Daniel to show you this is the kingdoms.
That's it.
That's the surface level breakdown.
That's right.
If you want to get into which kingdom came after, then that gets a little more technical for you Christians. You might not know.
Right.
But the surface level is that the Lord set up these kingdoms to rule. You gotta grasp that.
straight. The foundation of the foundation. You gotta grasp the foundation. The Holy Spirit is working with you. Verse 20, Job 12 and 20 KJV, he removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the aged.
Yep.
Right?
And yeah, Slake, and you know the trusty, right? So your super geopolitical economists, financial experts, wisdom from the old, from the ancient. That's literal, but it's also prophetic in terms of those that have experience in what they're doing. Because all you people in the world, you follow your Warren Buffetts, right? Oh, he's holding a bunch of cash. I got to hold cash because he knows something I don't know. So he's your prophet. These financial experts, they have decades of experience in their work. But the Lord said he's going to, and right now they're getting all types of clout. Every other day is some new financial expert that understands the geopolitical waves of the world and what's going on. And they're popping out of nowhere, right? But the Lord said he's going to take away their wisdom. So these events are going to escalate to such a height that no one is going to have an answer. The prophets, as they've always had answers.
Sweet.
Okay, go.
Verse 21, Job 12 and 21. He poureth contempt upon the princes and weakeneth the strength of the mighty.
Yeah. Weakness and strength of the mighty. We know who that's going into.
That's
Top
right.
weak of the league.
That's right.
And he said he makes them contemptible, right? When and to have contempt for someone, I think it goes into like open disregard for someone. So when you go back to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, it tells you what? They should not regard their kings nor their princes. And the power should stand in their own hands. Why? Because they're realizing that they have wicked rulers. You know, and you know, not even that they realize. You always knew, but your wicked rulers, all right, weren't exacting their wickedness so harshly as they are right now upon you. So as long as you had the illusion of the American dream and you go to work and your job and whatever you do as an influencer, you were cool. But now your wicked rulers are turning on you because you never been anything for them in the first place. You were useful eaters up until a time, and now you're useless. You're useless eaters. You eat and you're useless. This is why you got bots. And they got you to create your own replacement. They got you to build your own replacement.
Beautiful. Some people again in contempt. We know prophecy that speaks about Esau's skirts lifted up.
This guy said a bit boring. Okay, just wait until it gets extended. It's a bit boring. Okay.
Boring.
You already marked yourself. Well, go ahead.
Is it Scott around?
Yeah.
Oh,
He said a bit boring. Okay. It's gonna get exciting for you real quick.
Oh man. See, that's a spirit. That's a demonic spirit. That's what I was going into in regards to the contempt. Right? Hey, the Lord put a spirit on that scoffer to scoff. And he doesn't even know that.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, the word.
Yeah.
every idle word. That's right.
Every other word. Verse 22, Job 12 and 22, he discovered deep things out of darkness.
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
cutting
fine.
in and out.
Oh, was it? Oh, gone.
No problem. Yeah, Job 12 and 22, he discovered deep things out of darkness and bring it out to light the shadow of death. Okay? So, it's right? The scoffer came on, it's going to get exciting for you.
Yeah. Yeah, God. Holy. Go ahead. Serious.
Right. Verse 23.
It's like, it's not a thing of numbers, man. We don't need your viewership. We don't need it, man. We're prophesying to the wind, man.
Facts.
The Lord's word is going to do the rest, man. Right? The power of us being this mouthpiece, man.
Con.
This echoing through the world, it's going to happen, man.
Con.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
So you can keep it moving, man. We're not worried about you.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Low-level guys. Low-level.
That's right.
Facts.
Hey, the wind is going to take care of you.
Yeah, that's it.
The wind. Okay. Yeah, verse 24. I just have two more to go. Job 12 and 24. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and causeth them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. Right? Hey, listen, simply put, man, it's in Isaiah 47, one in there.
Yeah.
No balm for the pain.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in Babylon, hey, and in the four corners, because this is the Lord's movie. And he's about the apple of his eye and the cleansing of this place. Okay? So yeah, simply put, there's no solution but the Lord. How about Hashem Yahushai? Deliverance and destruction. Right? Hey, Bob Marley had that song. What does it go again?
Which one?
Total, something total destruction is the only solution.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right? And we know where you got that from. He just read, he didn't give you the second part about the deliverance. Because that Rastafari stuff is all madness. But he read that part about destruction in the Bible. Right? Anyway, last verse. This is Job 12 and 25. It says, they grope in the dark without light, and you make it them to stagger like a drunken man. Right?
Wow.
Straight. So, hey, look, man, that's a spirit that 2/3 and, you know, the wicked is going to be in. Simply put.
Not gonna know what to do.
Yeah.
They
Damn.
grope in the dark without light. That left-hand knowledge, they're enchantments. The time's gonna come where, cause right now they're
Going
in
in.
communication with their
Yeah.
left side demons,
Yeah.
right? And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Ashai has them in a trick bag. The time's gonna come when they're like, okay, what do we do next? What do we do next? There's gonna be no answers.
Hmm.
You know, you said press the button. What?
Dial tone.
Yeah.
That's it on that?
Yeah, that's it on that.
Okay. Play a little bit more of this. There we go.
As soon as possible, we need end of shooting and killing. And that is addressed to US, of course, but mainly to Iran, which is attacking its partners in the region.
Germany just demanded 113 billion euros worth of gold back from American vaults. Sweden dumped $8.8 billion in US treasuries. Denmark announced that it is exiting US government bonds entirely, with their chief investment officer stating on the record the United States is basically not a good credit. This is not a hypothetical scenario anymore. This is the moment financial analysts have warned about for years, when America's allies finally decide the risk of holding dollar assets outweighs the benefits. I'm El Paso on YouTube. I have a PhD in computer science and I work in finance for spotting geopolitical patterns as part of the job. And what I'm watching unfold right now is the beginning of a coordinated European withdrawal from US financial assets that could trigger the exact dollar crisis everyone said was impossible. Here's the context that makes
Right.
it extraordinary. For decades, storing gold in New York and holding US treasuries was not just safe, it was the definition of safety. After World War II, Germany built up the world's second largest gold reserve.
Which, real
and
quick,
stored much of it in the
like she said, it was at one point, it was the definition of safety to store up U.S. currency, because they had, after World War II, they had, you're right, they had the most gold in the earth. So this is Revelation 17, real quick. 17 and they okay, 17 and 17. It says, for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai hath put it in their hearts, who's there, the kings and the rulers of the earth, right? To fulfill his will. Going back to everything we've been saying, all that's playing out is the will of the Heavenly Father. To agree and give their kingdom onto the beast, right? And they did that not just financially, but financially was one of the biggest parts, because that's how you run an economy, right? But they did it through, as the scriptures say, that the world has drunken off the wine of Babylon. Ideologies, education, medical systems, everything. Banking system, right? So it says, read again, for Yahweh Bashim Shai hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until, right? Until the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai shall be fulfilled. So they're almost fulfilled. If they're doing this, they're almost fulfilled. Because the Lord said, I'm only going to do this until my words are fulfilled. So once my words are fulfilled, these nations, and when you skip up, it says, and the 10 horns, EU, right, which saweth upon the beast, okay, these shall hate the whore. The whore is America. The beast and the 10 horns is NATO and the EU. Okay, so who sits upon the NATO and the EU? America, that whore. That's why she was riding upon that beast with the 10 horns. So, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Fucking up the money. Everything was good. Now Trump's on a rampage, starting wars, doing this, doing that. And no one really understands why he's doing it, but the Lord is working on his mind to fulfill his will.
Yeah, I just typed in, because you mentioned the 10 horns shall hate the whore.
Right.
EU-US relations in 2026 on Google are heavily stained, or strained.
Straight, yeah.
Stained.
Yeah, same thing.
Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead,
It says by trade disputes, including 25% tariff threats on EU products and disputes over US overcapacity investigations. Core tensions include Europe's struggle for defense autonomy, financial dependence on the US, and severe political anxiety regarding US reliability. And so you had Macron, the French Prime Minister.
Right.
He was going back and forth with Trump.
Right, over Greenland?
Greenland and just other, he's like, you
Yeah.
know, pretty much they're proud and they think that they,
Oh,
they
yeah,
think that
yeah.
they rule the world and, you know, these nations, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But, you're gonna start seeing more and more of them.
Con.
They're gonna start beefing and it's gonna bring about European nations shooting missiles on America.
That's right.
So that's part of prophecy.
That's right.
And that's
That's right.
extreme. When we tell people that, they're like, well, you know, geopolitically, because they're looking at the here right now,
Yes.
as we're going forth into it, it's
That's true.
unfolding.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
We
true.
know through prophecy and faith what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
but we're seeing it happen, and these people, they're just catching on. They're like, oh my God, this happened. I didn't see it.
Right.
It's unprecedented.
Right.
It's unprecedented. We turn the corner, and this situation is we're facing this situation.
Yeah.
Remember, Esau has experts, right? Or the experts,
Yeah.
you know, the experts.
Yeah,
The
con.
Chaldeans, really, the Chaldeans are the experts.
Yeah, that's right.
The top
That's right.
warlocks.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they're like you always go into the technocrats.
Yeah, con. Yeah, technocrats.
You know, which you know what show showed me that was Smallville.
Oh, interesting.
You ever watch Smallville?
Yeah.
Right before he died, his father died.
Okay.
It came out that he's in a secret society. I don't know if you brothers remember that.
In the show, right?
Shit, I don't even remember
I
that.
gotta watch it again. It's on Netflix.
Right before he died, remember he threw him off the building?
Yeah, okay.
Lex killed
Oh,
his father.
yeah.
But before that, they were going back and forth, and
Right.
his father's like, listen, Lex.
Yeah.
He's like, rich people have secret societies.
Right.
He's like, the rest, they have poker nights. But they're going into that whole thing on different families and shit.
Yeah.
And that family, they're what? Technocrats.
Right.
Because remember, all they were doing research on this
Yeah.
technology, this
Right.
weapon.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
trying to find out,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with the what's that shit called? The kryptonite.
Kryptonite. Yeah.
Meteorite and shit.
Yeah.
They were technocrats. They had a lab. They had scientists.
True. Yeah.
That's all they were doing. They were
Con.
showing in that show,
Con.
technocracy.
Luther Corp, right?
Luther
That's-
Corp, yeah.
Even with
Yeah.
the cartoons, his weaponry is like it's like almost like Iron Man.
Right.
He's like doing his
Gadgets,
thing.
yeah, technology.
Gadgets,
Yeah.
technology, and shit, you know.
Con. That was it on the 10 horns.
Con. It says here, Revelation 17:16, the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right? That thermonuclear war that the elder was talking about, man. Got some? Yeah? Con.
This is Isaiah 13:17. And behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold,
Oh, beautiful.
shall not delight in it.
Beautiful.
And we're coming to a time where they want to stockpile on gold and silver, but
Right.
that's not going to mean shit anymore.
Right.
Okay? Your enemies are not going to want gold and silver as a recompense. They're going to want blood for everything that you've done, man. You see what I'm saying? It's going to get too. The war is going to get so bad. Everybody's going to be out for blood. It's not even going to be about resources anymore. It's about technically. The Lord's going to put in their mind that they want justice, revenge. You see what I'm saying? And that all that stuff is going to come after. If in their vain mind, they're not going to get anything.
Con.
The war is going to get so bad. They had enough with this war.
Con.
You know what I mean? You gave us all these bad deals,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I can give a fuck about gold and silver at this point, man.
Right.
Look at the state of the world that you brought it to, man. So it's just gonna come to a complete annihilation of Babylon, man. You know?
Con.
And then also in the midst of that, Yahushua in return,
Right.
and deliver any of that and all that, right?
That's right. That's right. And that's crazy because like that's a whole nother stage where like one stage is the nations warring against each other, shooting missiles, and then the next stage is when Yahushua comes down, they're gonna come together and fight that threat. Showing there's a lot that's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, will be delivered simultaneously, right? At his presence, simply put, while it's going on. And we're going to get a bird's eye view of it. Pursuant to
Right.
the 15th chapter, Revelation 15. Because hey, listen, what we're reading, man. The Lord is arming us, man. Simply, but we're being forewarned in spirit and in truth, right? So when this thing breaks off, you people will be in a drunken state, like what was just read. You won't understand what's happening. You think you understand it right now, but you're in a drunken, ignorant state. And that's just how it's set up, right? That's why you look at us like we have 15 heads, or some of us 3 heads, 4 heads, right? When you see the men of the Lord speaking, and you really hate us, but anyway.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
Yep, con.
18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb.
Wow.
Their eyes shall not spare children. How could you bomb the kids, right? Like, how could you get to the kids, right? But that's what America does. America bombs the kids with their bows.
Right.
Right? And just in Iran, they did that.
Right, the 140 children.
Right.
The girls.
And they're in the midst of like a peace talk or some shit like that.
Right.
And then that's what they do. They do a low blow, right? And apparently it was through AI. The AI's calculated and said, yeah, this is a military base.
Oh,
or
okay.
But they're supposed to have people that double check and research because that's illegal what they did, right?
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
a war
supposed to
crime.
bomb hospitals. Yeah, it's war crime.
Right.
Hospitals, schools, where whatever
Yeah.
civilians, leave them out of it basically. Best you can.
Right.
So that's why their enemies are not gonna have that same remorse. All
That's
that
right.
war crime, all that war laws, whatever, is gonna go out the window.
Con.
Yeah, international
Yeah.
Geneva conventions.
Yeah.
Right,
all that's gonna go out
con.
the window. Everybody's gonna be fighting dirty, man.
Oh yeah.
Con.
They got mad at the Germans for using the what did they use?
Mustard?
Mustard gas.
Mustard
or whatever.
gas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's just coming back, man.
Chemical
You know?
warfare,
Yeah, chemical
Nobody giving
warfare.
a
Yeah.
fuck.
Con.
Let it all out, let it all
No, but
out.
that's that's
Yeah.
Esau, right? Esau will put the standard.
Mhm.
We're peacekeepers.
Yes.
We're the international justice,
Yeah.
division,
Justice
whatever.
League.
Justice League. We're here for people.
Right.
But then he'll be doing that slick shit on,
On the low.
Yeah.
on the low.
Yeah.
War crimes. Remember,
Yeah.
they said 1 million Iraqis died
Yeah.
when they invaded in 2003.
Yeah. Damn.
Regular people,
Yeah.
Damn.
And while they were in Iraq, the campaign in Afghanistan was still going on. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So Esau was kind of just positioning himself from then, to surround Iran as well.
Yeah.
know?
Con.
But it's
Yeah.
to show you this guy spends money on bullshit, man. Like it's
Yeah.
it's vain. It's vanity
vain.
what he's doing, but it's prophecy,
Exactly. Yep. This is that was it on that?
Yeah.
This is from Aria 144 prayers. It says Zephaniah 1:18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh wrath. But the whole land shall be.
I'll cut you a deal.
Yeah.
Nah, it's too late for all that. Nah.
That's right. It says the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of my jealousy, of his jealousy.
Right now, we're doing the target for Yahweh Shai.
Right.
But there's gonna come a time where there's gonna be no talking. We're not gonna
Straight.
be, you know, our mouth is gonna be sealed.
Yeah.
Right? We're not gonna be on the highway, the byway teaching.
That's right.
It's gonna be straight judgment.
Yeah, Khan.
So the same thing with Iran. Iran doesn't want to come to no peace talks, really.
Khan,
That's
yeah.
what- you know what I'm saying? So
Khan.
that spirit is coming on these other nations
Oh, yeah.
too.
The Carmanians.
The Carmanians,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Remember their nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember their nature, yeah.
Right? I'm not talking anymore. No more talking. We tried to talk with you, devil, but you always sabotage and do bullshit. So
Straight.
it's a straight war now. That's the mindset, man. That's a manly spirit to be in, anyways, right?
Khan.
You know, but through the spirit, right? We can learn from that and apply it spiritually.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because we got to be ready to die for what we believe in.
Yeah.
Iran is ready to die for what they believe in. We got to be ready to die for what we believe in spiritually, man.
That's
You
true.
know? And through the spirit, it will get carnal, right? Everything the Lord is bringing us to, this moment in time, everything as it leads to the end, it's gonna get carnal in the spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, you might not have to make some decisions. You know, all laws are gonna be out the door.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's you or me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I'm talking about wicked people that are trying to take your life. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You're not, you're gonna get cut though. It's gonna get real, man.
Khan. There's a term for that. He said lawless. But lawless is good too. Yeah. It's gonna be lawless. As the scriptures say, like in 2nd Ezra 15, they should not regard their kings or their princes, and the power shall stand in their own hands. Are you gonna get that?
Yeah.
Khan, okay. Yeah, so yeah, man. That because it's not even just these top wicked rulers, but even the average everyday person now is feeling the pressure and the oppression of Esau, Edom by the way of America, aka Babylon the Great, and they're tired of it. Even the very Americans themselves, I think it was 78% disagreed with this war, but they went ahead and did it anyways. Shalom.
Because the elites, they're squeezing, they're
Right.
putting a tight, they squeeze through the people.
Right.
Right, with the C-19 situation. With the C-19, they got rid of the middle class.
God.
Right, they got rid of the middle class, and now they're about to eradicate pretty much, all different job sectors with the AI.
Right.
You people, right now, like you're complaining about the gas. But that's that's the least. Like
that's the least.
These are little things that just fluctuate. Oh, drop 10 cents. Right. Oh shit. $2. Oh shit. Right. And then remember, you got before like Rome fell, you had what? Entertainment.
Yes.
Running circus.
Yeah.
You had jesting.
Right.
Joking.
Right.
Now a lot of you jakes are making skits.
Yeah.
Low-level comedians.
That's right.
About gas prices, about all these situations. Well, soon you're not going to be able to make skits.
Wow.
It's gonna get real, like you're saying. It's gonna get real, bro.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to have rent.
Con.
However the situation happens, a blackout.
Con.
Financial crisis, a poly crisis.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to joke, man. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be real life.
Wow.
This is 2nd Ezra 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, the sword in their hands. For there shall be sedition and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their actions shall stand in their power. Alright, people are going to take might into their own hand.
That's right.
Okay, take justice, quote unquote, justice into their own hand, man.
Con.
Okay, deliver themselves out of the hand of the quote unquote oppressor, so to speak.
Yeah.
Over these different governments and politicians and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And they show you that in the movie Purge, where these people, a lot of them go straight to these politicians' houses.
Yeah.
Right, because they know.
Remember, they went to Doug Ford's house, protesting outside his house.
Oh yeah. A couple of years ago, yeah. God.
And they will be back.
Yeah. Yeah, people, the Trudeau, people wanted his head, man.
God.
Remember, there was a guy, he went to one of the rallies, he threw a stone at him, he got arrested. That's why even when George Bush, he went to Iraq, that sand nigga threw that shoe at him.
Oh yeah.
He had them quick reflexes, remember?
Yeah, he's smiling. Yeah, he's laughing.
You know? The dude went, what? And he
What
told
a-
the brother went, what?
One always
That's
coming
why
to.
Bill Gates, that guy, he got a fucking pie in his face.
Oh yeah, yeah,
wow,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
in the
footage of
90s.
him when he's young walking down the street, so guys come.
Dude, pie, yeah, God.
You know, because they know, a lot of people know you're full of shit, but they can't do anything.
Right.
Because you got the powers, you have the force of the sword.
Yeah.
Like Elder Yeshua said, he said there's nothing more dangerous than an Edomite in a suit with a pen.
Straight up. Yeah.
You know, like the pen is mightier than the sword. You know, so he'll that, like you're saying, the new law, C9, the
Yeah,
law
yeah.
C9,
Yep.
is a hate. It's about hate, pretty much defining hate.
Right.
So
Right.
with the swipe of a pen, now they have the power to enforce it.
Right.
Because they wanted to do it, so now it's passed in the Senate. So if they pass it in the Senate, it becomes law,
Right.
right? But with the force of a sword, it's going to be like Britain. It's going to be like Australia. If you post something online, it comes to your door. Hey,
Yep.
yeah, you posted this on Thursday, 3 o'clock.
Right.
You know you're under arrest for hate. You know, hate violation, hate
That's right.
speech.
Yep.
However they frame it, because remember it says he frameth his
Mischief.
frameth
Psalm,
deceit.
yeah, Psalm 94.
Right? And one of the guys, some brother put up a video, but he said, look, we're making the legal framework for these things, pretty much. It's
Yeah,
a legal
kinda.
framework,
God.
you know, and that framing goes into masonry, right?
Right.
On the spiritual level, because
Right.
you got physical like framing and construction. Before the drywall has to go up, the shitty ass drywall in this country.
Right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bricks, but anyway, you gotta frame it with the wood.
That's right.
So now this devil's he's putting up the frame for the house he's building,
Right.
for the mischief.
Right.
To point the finger, say, hey, you guys are the issue. It's your
Right.
fault,
Right. Right.
You know?
I'm gonna jump down a bit. Verse 18.
Slakia. Yahushua said in 70 AD, they will build an entrenchment around thee. Right? So that's like what you're saying spiritually. That's what Esau Edom is doing now. He's building an entrenchment around Jake, around the whole world, really. Con.
Around Jerusalem, yeah.
Yep.
This is verse 18, second verse 15 and 18, jump down a bit. For because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. You know, that's what's coming, man.
Yeah.
You know, people are gonna get desperate, lack of bread, no money, so to speak. People are gonna, you know, they're gonna do what they gotta do.
Yep.
People are carnal, they don't have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? So they're just in survival mode, man. They're gonna turn into beasts,
Exactly.
cannibals, right?
That's right.
So that guy saying things are boring, we wait and see, right?
Con.
Right?
Yeah, when the Torah was already removed from him. So yeah, you wait.
You never had it.
Man, the Lord's very excited,
Right.
you know? So he'll give you what you want.
Effects
bro.
and signs. He's
Yeah.
gonna give you all the effects
Yeah.
and signs.
Yeah, man. Come on, you know? This is
You thought together as thyself. You
Right,
kept
yeah,
quiet. Yeah, that's it on that?
yeah.
Con, I got this real quick. I'm talking about the frame, right? This is Psalms 94 and 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth with mischief by a law. Right? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Okay? So, you know, you gotta make sure your faith is rooted in this thing, man, because as the scriptures just said, man, the innocent blood, that's the elect. They're gonna be framed in the worst ways. This devil somehow, the Lord's gonna give him the idea to pin everything on us.
Hey, read that in the NLT, the Bakr Show?
Con.
20th verse.
20th verse, it says, can unjust leaders claim that Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, is on their side? Leaders whose decrees permit injustice, Khan.
What did they have on their dollar bill? In God we trust. Right?
Yeah,
God's on our side.
yeah, that's right. Well, look at, I mean, that bipartisan system of Babylon. The two horns but spake as a lamb. That's exactly that. When you had the Democrats ruling, right? All you had is a bunch of transformers, all kinds of different things, right? But you get wickedness and cruelty and injustice on both sides. It says, verse 21. That was it? Okay, Con.
Yeah.
Back in King James, it says, I'll read 21 again. It says, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord, Yahweh, is my defense.
And it's like,
Yeah, you got it.
This AI thing is getting better and better every second, man. It's gonna be so easy for them to just smear campaign. Look what they're doing. all over YouTube, all over TikTok, whatever. You know, then CP24 got camp snapshots up. If you see these men are wanted. All off of AI.
Look at what we just said happened in Queen Street in I think Toronto. There was a bomb, an explosion.
That was recent, yeah?
Yeah, just recent, just today. Yeah, the brother Dawad posted it up. Yeah, Queen Street.
These,
No.
The military guns. I don't think they're gonna move away from that. I think
No.
they're gonna keep
Well,
them.
that's
Yeah.
the point, yeah,
That's
they're
the
making
point.
people more.
Because the World Cup is coming here too, right?
Yeah.
So who knows what could happen then?
Security measures, yeah, they're gonna take big security
You know what I'm
measures, because
saying?
remember, it's international.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's all conditioning, like you said, right? For people to be normalized to it
Right.
and not feel a way about it.
Right.
Well, it's for their safety. Right?
Yes,
For their
yes.
safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that items are possibly exploding and debris may be falling on the street. They said 3 propane cylinders were involved.
Okay.
I see it. Set off some propane, but that's, it's all,
Yeah.
this is by Richmond and, the Queen Street.
Gone. Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna tie us to all kinds of, different things. Like you said, the AI. It's gonna be serious. And we're gonna see a lot of Israelites, say I'm not a Hebrew Israelite anymore, which is completely bugged out. How can you not be something that's in your DNA? But that's what it tells us that in Matthew's or Luke 11, right? In 21, it talks about how a lot of people are gonna turn their back on being an Israelite and following the Lord because the demonization is too much. Which all the Lord is doing is sifting.
That's right.
Those who never really believed, He's sifting them out.
That's right.
Because they think it's a trend.
Exactly.
Guerrilla Hebrew.
Right.
The new trend.
Yeah. That's right.
What they think.
That's
And,
right.
Like you said, offensive,
Will increase.
will increase.
Yeah.
Right? Blessed is he that is not offended in you. Right?
That's it.
Remember, Yahushua said, he said, if you get offended in me, I'm going to deny you before the Father of
Right.
angels. So you're worried about this court that this devil has, this piece of shit.
Right.
He has a court, yeah.
Right,
It's
right.
intimidating, yeah. But there's a heavenly court.
Yeah.
You
Come
gotta think
on.
about.
Damn. Yep. Con. Okay. So. Continue.
The bolts of the New York Federal Reserve. The logic was very simple. In case of Soviet invasion, Germany's wealth would be protected in American bolts. That arrangement persisted long after the Cold War ended. Even when grassroots movement in Germany demanded repatriation in 2010, the between 2013 and 2017, Germany did bring back 674 tons from New York and Paris, but then the process stopped. Roughly 1,236 tons, about 37% of Germany's total reserve, worth 113 billion euros, remain in Manhattan. The same pattern held for US treasuries as well. European investors kept buying American government debt because it was the ultimate safe haven. Denmark's Akademiker Pension had used US treasuries for liquidity management for years. Sweden's Electa held around $11 billion in US government bonds. These were conservative institutional investors doing what conservative institutional investors do, holding the safest assets available. And then something changed. Within a 48-hour period this week, all possibilities shattered. Let me walk you through what actually happened because the financial mechanisms here matter. On Tuesday, Denmark's Akademiker...
Real quick, this is Habakkuk 2, and I'm going to read this in the NLT, verse 4. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves. and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to Yahweh Bashim El Shai. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant rest. They open their mouth as wide as a grave, meaning the whole earth, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed up many peoples. It says, but soon their captives, okay, will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Right, going back to the dollar standard, when Nixon took it off the gold, right? Gold standard, took off the gold standard, and then tied the American dollar to the petrodollar. You were thieves, because now every other country has to hold your dollars to do trade, to get oil, but your dollar is not backed by anything. That's why you cut out. That's why you cut the gold standard. Okay. And then what did nations do during World War II? As she was bringing out, they stored all their gold in your vaults, thinking that they would get it back and that everything will be good, right? And now all these nations are calling back. I want my gold back. I want this back. I want that back. And there is no gold. It's all been given to the elites. You're not getting that back. Okay. It says they open their mouth as wide as a grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. Oh no, verse 6, it says, but soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? You will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Okay, and obviously in the King James it says, shall all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth in that which is not his? Because that's what they do. They consume, Esau, Edom, is a vagabond and a fugitive on the earth. So he consumes. He steals everybody else's land, their identity, everything. Okay? It says, increaseth in that which is not his. How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay, which goes into the death, right? Abatya. Okay.
And they can't count that debt. They can't measure it. There's always reports. The latest report is $43 trillion. They can't count it. It's unpayable.
Yeah, con, exactly. What are you gonna pay it with?
Yeah.
And this is why there's gonna be a total collapse of the world, starting with America, because the collateral damage, okay, or the what do you call when you take out a loan and you hedge it on something? What's that called? Collateral. Okay, collateral. The collateral was you people.
Yeah.
Right. The bankers, your government kept borrowing from the bankers, kept borrowing because they're greedy, and this, that, and the third. And the collateral on each loan and every dollar that's borrowed was you. And now these elites are they're gonna look to collect. And what are they gonna collect? Your whole illusion of a society. Right? Your car, your job, your kid's school, right? Your kid's future. All of it was an illusion hedged upon a loan taken from your governments. Eventually, the chickens have to come home to roost.
That's right.
So now you're gonna lose everything, and then you're gonna, and then we're gonna be in the height of Jacob's trouble. You're gonna wail, you're gonna be mourned, but they're gonna come with that so-called solution, just like Elon did when Iran was in a blackout earlier on. He came with his Starlink and gave all those people internet.
Yeah,
Amazon. Yeah. So it's the same thing.
They got addicted to.
Huh?
They got addicted to porn.
Yeah. They got addicted.
Yeah, porn and social media. And they stopped just following their customs and stuff like that. So it just became a bunch of degenerates.
See? Look at that, man.
So it goes back to the point where you were saying about he is as death, and
Right.
because that's the vibration that he pushes upon these other nations. That's why a lot of these nations don't like Esau, because they're that same vibration, those philosophies, it contaminates the culture. That's why these other nations are mad, because they don't want that filthy, abominable culture, those philosophies within their own their own space.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful point, brother. They're realizing there's no way out, right? And they want this man out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's brewing in Denmark, all right? Simply put, there's no way out, right? And these nations see this,
Yeah.
right? They got to get rid of this man. This woman.
Yes. And that's how you know Trump is a important piece, because they were cool before Trump, right? But Trump just put gasoline on the fire. Came out, tariff on you, you guys suck. Oh, Japan should know about a surprise attack. Man kept going. Man has people on a hit list.
Cuba.
Cuba. We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want with Cuba. We're the strongest nation in the world. You NATO nations, pay your part. We've been giving you money. You ain't shit. Da, 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 da. No other president was doing all that. So they were cool. Even though they knew this was wickedness. They were cool. But now Trump is like, F you, F you, F you, F you. And they're like, what the fuck? Nigga, we join hands with you. Yeah, I'll continue on. It says Habakkuk 2:7. Suddenly, your debtors will take action. This is an NLT.
EU.
Yep.
Right? All the countries, really, because all the countries have to trade on the world reserve currency, which
Right.
is the US dollar.
That's right.
And then their currency, most currencies are a derivative of the US dollar, and they're at a loss. And even if your currency is higher than the US dollar, you're still at a loss. Your economy can't back the price of it.
Right, right.
So you're at a loss regardless. If the US dollar is the world reserve currency, you're at a loss. And now what you're reading, these people want their get back.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, no, you got it. It says, verse 7, suddenly your debtors will take action.
Yep, that's war.
Yeah, they want you out.
Yep. They will turn on you and take all you have. Okay, and Iran is being used as a proxy by the larger heads to do that. To spearhead that campaign. It says, they will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. Okay, you American people, you Babylonians. Because you have plundered many nations. Come on now, it's like a laundry list. Okay? You have plundered many nations. Now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. Right? They go in, set up a puppet leader, or they'll go in, dethrone the main leader by creating civil war, then set up a puppet leader. But by the time that puppet leader comes in, how many people have died already? Through the invasion and civil war. And they just do this to get more money in their pocket and just so they have the right puppet forwarding their agenda. It's nothing deeper than that. That's how you know this man's wicked as all hell. It says, because you have plundered many nations, and now the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and fill the towns with violence. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy security, right? A great example of that's the petrodollar. Did that deal. Now, they're good. Everybody needs to have dollars in their central bank so they can get oil, right? So they thought it bought them security, but look what Iran just did. Okay, it says, bought you security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. Okay, and it says, but by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name, right, and forfeited your lives. The very stones of the wall cried out against you, and the beams in the ceilings echo their complaint. What sorrow awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption? That's literally America. America was built off of that. murder and corruption. Has not the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of the nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but it all in vain. Okay, I'm gonna jump down. It says, verse 15, what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? Right? Babylonian wine. You went into the culture, right? They go into the culture and change everything from within. Even though they allow the Babylonian wine to come in because they're making money, but there's also a limit. It goes too far, right? Now you have the platforms that are canceled out of Russia and different places in the world, China. There's no Instagram over there. There's none of this or that over there. So obviously they allow it to go to a certain extent, right?
There's even like certain countries in, I think in Africa, like for example, like Nigeria, they don't want certain like cartoons, I'm using that as an example, to play. They don't want certain American cartoons being played within their country because they see, like for example, they might see like a lot of disrespect for parents within the cartoon. They don't want that within the culture because they know that, okay, that's the limit. We don't want our children disrespecting us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They
want to make sure and have a sentiment of like order and culture, right? Because they understand the effects thereof. And look what happens here. You have a bunch of menstruous children bringing forth a lot of monsters here. They don't want that. Because that doesn't. They're essentially, children play a very important role in terms of
an economy.
Exactly. And they don't want that because look what happens here. Especially with our children, they're like, Switches and PlayStation 5 and all that.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? These heathens too, they don't realize like they were in bed with Esau, Edom, but they realize Esau is different. Like Esau is beyond our wickedness because the heathens are really just beasts. It's not like they don't know order and they don't know certain custom. They have a rule base in their lives, but Esau, Edom is the so-called caveat that's completely out there. And he goes man on man, Transformers, all kinds of things. Where the heathens are like we do some things, but this is a little far, man. You know what I mean?
That's Second Ezra, who mentions Second Ezra 5. They shall hear a voice. They shall make a noise in the night, which many are not known.
Right.
And they shall hear the voice thereof, the sodomite
sea. Yeah.
Fucking place, man.
God.
That's why Esau is the sons of the wicked, right? Compared to the sons of men.
Right.
They have to divide them in three.
Con.
Yeah, because beasts, like you look at a dog, it'll sniff its own balls and lick its, do all kinds, kinds of shit.
Yeah.
But Esau's that serpent, man.
Yeah.
Esau.
Con.
He's just wicked, man. He's the wicked.
Yeah, exactly. He's the wicked, man. Yeah, he's the wicked. Actually, okay, Con. So let me continue on. It says, what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? You force, right? You force your cup on them. Because if you don't buy, get along, they'll take you out. They'll take out the leader, kill you, and put on a new guy. And these top wicked elites, right? The bankers, they do it with America too. Enough presidents were assassinated in America that they follow the plan. And they just replace them with the next guy. It says, but where was that? So what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? You force your cup on them, so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness. Oh, he's what do they call him? He's a dictator. We set up democracy. Yeah, but you're the one. you're in your central intelligence agencies. We're all a part of that setup. And the elites all know that shit.
The United States does not negotiate with terrorists.
Right. All right. But soon, verse 16. But soon, it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come, drink and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord Yahweh's judgment.
The whole world is looking at America the Great, Babylon the Great, as a degenerate you know, messed up individual. Look at their children, right? We want your TikTok over here. Hey, you scroll on TikTok, TikTok's full of folly, man.
Madness, man.
That's true. That's true.
And it's just loose free. Anyone can open their
Yeah,
Right.
Put volley up there.
But that's judgment for you.
Yeah.
You press the record button, you got judgment. You know what you need.
Yep.
Talking all kinds of shit.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, everybody has a platform, everybody has an opinion,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's too much noise.
It's too much noise.
It's too much. It's overstimulated, man.
Con.
You got Satanists there.
Yeah.
Yeah, witches,
psychics.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On live.
Type,
Yeah.
type your name,
Yeah.
I'll read you.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
On live, bro.
Right, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Portal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You're in Durham.
Right.
And then witchcraft drive through.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, you're just on your phone 2 a.m. in the morning and you just committed some sorcery over there. Let me see. Let me tell you my birthday. Yeah.
Holy.
Hey, I seen it on Reddit too. People post there's a psychic sub group because they have different groups. Yeah. Reddit.
Con.
There's one called Psychic. And you post your picture or a couple pictures and you just say, "What can you say about me?" And then people
Damn.
try, "Oh, you're this, and then this is going on in your life." And
Jesus
thank you
Christ.
so much. Thank you.
Holy man.
He's got spirits, more spirits on him.
Yeah, con.
spirits, man.
Enchantments, yeah. Finishing up, it says, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come drink and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord Yahweh's judgment, and all your glory will be turned into shame. Okay, so that's it on that.
I got some.
Yeah.
This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 5, and it says, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover the skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and thy kingdoms thy shame. So that shame, they're seeing the lewdness that comes out of Babylon, and they realize they don't want any part of that. They don't want that for their families, they don't want that for their women, they don't want that for their children, they don't even want that for their men. Right? Because they realize that wine, those philosophies, those ways, those customs, those practices don't actually progress a society in terms of righteousness. Right?
Yeah, or even at all.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. The ways of Esau doesn't bring progressiveness. All his ways are death. You know?
Wages of sin.
Exactly.
Right?
Con. That's it on that?
That's it.
Con. Okay.
Pension announced that it would exit its treasuries entirely by the end of January. Not reduce holdings, not rebalance, exit completely. Chief Investment Officer Anna Schilde told Bloomberg, quoted here, the U.S. is basically not a good credit and long-term the U.S. government finances are not sustainable. On Wednesday, Sweden's elector revealed that it had been quietly selling U.S. treasuries throughout 2025.
No, Iran is not going to accept any ceasefire, and they will continue to wage war, a war of defense, until its demands are achieved. So there are no negotiations, there are no plans for negotiations, and Iran is not going to accept some one-sided ceasefire. The United States under Trump will have to pay the price for this aggression, and the region is going to have to change. We're no longer going to tolerate hegemony that was tolerated for so many decades in the past. That era is over. Iran is going to make sure of that. The axis of resistance is going to make sure of that. The United States does not have the power to win this war. And as I said earlier, the military capabilities are there. And the of the Iranian people, the Lebanese resistance, the people of Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, Palestine, and others who are under the thumb of dictators in this region, they too are waiting for the moment to rise. These people in the region who are under the
Yeah, he said they're all waiting to rise too. All these different nations. Was that scripture like the weak say I'm strong? Okay, that's man. We are seeing prophecy fulfilled right before our eyes, man.
That's right.
Like, yo, if you can't see it now, you most likely were never meant to see it
That's right.
until it's too late.
That's right.
We're literally watching these world events, reading scriptures that tie in, that explain exactly what's happening. These scriptures were written thousands of years ago.
Yeah. From a yard.
Yeah,
And Iran is a proxy.
yeah,
Iran is a proxy of God, Magog,
right.
right?
Yes.
All you're hearing Iran, the speaker here saying, he's
Yeah.
just saying, okay, I'm
Yeah,
just speaking, well, okay.
because the Russians
We're not-
behind us.
We're not gonna say it out loud, okay, Russia's financing us,
Right.
No, but Iran is Russia's proxy, man. So what's the scripture? I believe it's Ezekiel 38.
That's it. That's it. It's the spirit.
Right,
Pull that
so
up.
he's just saying, like you said, Elder, we're just witnessing prophecy right now.
That's it. That's it, man.
God is great.
Yeah.
Look,
Con.
Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them
Beautiful.
Come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. You know, that's the time we're in, man. You know, we're in a time of prophecy. Okay, and right now prophecy is popping off the pages of the Bible.
That's right.
That's why we're talking about these things, because these people feel that they have the report and they can bring out what's going on, but we're telling you what's going to happen. You know what I'm trying to say? We're going to tell you the future. We're telling you what's going to happen. We're going to tell you what's going on. We're going to tell you what's going to happen.
That's right.
Simple and plain, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yeah, because the word prophet means to say before.
That's right. That's right.
Yep, this is, I'm gonna get right to the point. Ezekiel 38, the whole chapter is good. Start from 1, okay, read down. It's all prophetic, it's all happening right before our eyes. This is Ezekiel 38 and 7 to the point. Be thou, Gog and Magog being Russia today, prophetically, be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company, right? That are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
That's right.
Going back to what you said, you know, Iran, they're a part of their anger, right? But it's also the fact that they got the backing of Russia and China. You know, like you said, they're being used as a proxy, man. So and this is prophecy. The Lord said, "Be thou a guard unto them, man."
That's right. Probably add a point
Yep.
too. You also mentioned some other nations like Ethiopia, Libya. I want to use like Libya as an example because Libya, if you look at like if you go on Google and you look up Libya before and after Gaddafi, that's one of these reasons a lot of these other nations like Libya don't like America because of those that same wine and they brought in the democracy. They got rid of their leader because Gaddafi he wanted
Set up
essentially
something
exactly.
outside of the dollar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So now, like, it makes sense when you see all these different events from, I think, it was going back to the Arab Spring back in like 2010, 2011. A lot of those other nations don't like America.
Yes.
Right? So they still have that hatred.
Yeah.
Right? And they're just itching for their turn. Really, that's really what it is.
Yep. The Lord put the best man in office to kindle that hatred up.
Yeah.
They were willing to chill because they were making money and whatever, but as soon as Trump came up, he brought up all that soot to the surface.
Yeah, Gaddafi wanted to unite the African currency.
Yeah.
Right.
He called it the gold dinar,
Yeah.
God.
right? Because they were depending on American currency pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. That was 2010, 11.
Yeah. 2010.
Yeah, you see that footage of him.
Yeah. Con.
Yeah, drag him through the
And
street.
you had people
Right.
thinking, man, this and that, and, you know, but he saw the real hitman.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Somebody else got something. I got something. This is Isaiah 10 and 10. Or actually, I'll start at 13. Isaiah 10 and 13 NLT. Actually, slacking. Yeah, okay, 10 and 13 in NLT. It says, he boasted by his own powerful arm. Yeah, and this is talking about ancient Assyria, but prophetically it's talking about America. It says he boasts by his own powerful arm, right? Shall live by the sword. It's a blessing of Esau Edom. I have done this with my own shrewd wisdom. I planned it. I have broken down the defense of nations and carried off their treasures, right? Plundering all these nations for their natural resources, okay? I have knocked down their kings like a bull, right? We talked about that. Killing certain presidents that want to do good for their own people and stand up against you. You take them out, set up a puppet. It says, I have robbed their nest, right? I've robbed their nest of riches, right? And gather up kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs.
Rob their nest of riches,
Yeah.
resources.
Yes.
It's always something they want.
Yes.
You know, they went in there, the Gaddafi wasn't acting right, they took him out. Country's a mess. You know, the war on weapons of mass destruction 20 years ago, what's his name, Saddam Hussein?
Yeah,
He wasn't acting right, they took him out. Then they created a boogeyman. You know, and said he's hiding in Afghanistan now.
Right.
And when you look into it, he was a plant.
Yes. Yeah.
It's all enchantments, man.
Exactly.
You know,
It's all
a lot
enchantments.
of these nations know, like you're saying, they're willing to chill.
Yes.
You know, and then the smoking gun came up, the unbridled muzzled dog.
Yeah.
47
Started barking.
Terrify you.
Yo.
Wilding out.
Yo, the Japan thing got me dead. She's like, yeah, he's like, what you need to tell me about Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Yo, she's like, what the fuck? And then she's like, I'll never go back to America again. I'll never set foot in America.
Sorry about that.
Holy man. Yo. He really embodies the spirit of America. He really embodies the spirit of America, man. It says, I have robbed, verse 14, NLT, I have robbed nest of riches and gather up kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs. No one can even flap a wing against me. Or even utter a peep of protest.
It's America, man.
Holy, bro.
We're the hammer of the earth.
That's right.
You know, we control the sky. And that's their boast. We control the sky.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, aerial attack and such.
If I may add a point to that as well, in the story with the Assyrian king Sennacherib, that was the mentality. That was the same mentality that he had.
Yes.
And then eventually, King Hezekiah, he's like, you know what, I'm going to pray to the Lord.
Right.
And eventually, the Lord came through for his defense, because his mentality, the king at the time, Sennacherib, he had that same mentality. He's like, no one's going to stop me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had a very, very arrogant spirit about him until the Lord actually, dusted out his entire army.
Yeah, what was it, 180,000, 185,000? It says, verse 15, it says, but can an axe, okay? All right, so he's an axe, he's the axe of the Lord. It says, but can an axe boast greater power than the person who uses it? Okay? Is the saw greater than the person who saws? Can a rod strike unless a hand moves it? Can a wooden cane walk by itself? Therefore, the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies will send a plague among Assyria's proud troops. A flaming fire will consume its glory. So, it's inevitable for thermonuclear fire to hit America, man. And we know before all that, because all this is happening, the war, rumors of war. But Yahushua told us, when you hear this, the end is not yet. Because we know that the MOTB needs to be established. And all this is a dismantling of the current world, just like it was 2019 of that world, going into where we are today. They're dismantling the current world and bringing about that technocracy, that digital world. Okay? So while you're all caught up in there, set up, all right, for you to basically receive the MOTB, the mark of the beast. So it says, verse 17, the Lord Yahweh, the light of Israel, will be a fire. The Holy One will be a flame. He will deliver the thorns and briars. He will devour the thorns and briars with fire, burning up the enemy in a single night. Isn't it saying in Revelation that that's what you were going into? That's the history. Burn them up in a single night. That's the history you're going into. That happened in one night.
True, yeah.
But that's prophetic too, because in Revelation talks about it being done in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Sudden destruction. It says verse 18, the Lord Yahweh will consume Assyria's glory like a fire consumes a forest in fruitful land. It will waste away like sick people in a plague. Yeah, man.
Most of Yahweh Shemashah is poetic.
Yeah, kind.
We can visualize that. Man wasting away with a plague. That's how America gonna go out.
That's right.
Actually, I had that precept. Just,
That was it on that. You got it.
just that quick one. This is 2 Kings 19 and 35. And it says, and it came to pass that night that an angel of the Lord went out and smote the camp of the Syrians, 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt in Nineveh. And it came to pass that he was when he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch, his god, that Adremelech and Sharezer his son smote him with sword, and escaped into the land of Armenia, and Esarhaddon his son reigned in his stead. So it was sudden, just the back of that for you.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go back up. This is one of the main points I was looking at. That was the spirit that went into all that. Isaiah 10 and 5, NLT says, what sorrow awaits Assyria? The rod of my anger. I use it as a club to express my anger. So really, when you look at the oppression of America, you can, point to the Most High, because that's his anger upon the earth. You know what? He set up a wicked ruler upon the earth because of really his people disobeyed him. So now all of creation has to feel it. Okay?
Isaiah 24, the father of the inhabitants.
Yep. That's right. What sorrow awaits Assyria? The rod of my anger. I will use it as a club to express my anger. I am sending Assyria against a godless nation. That's you Israelites, man. Those of you that won't take heed to the words of the Yahweh Shem Shai. Against a people with whom I am angry, right? Assyria will plunder them, trampling them like dirt beneath its feet. So you Jakes in America are through. You guys are through. It says, but the king of Assyria will not understand that he's my tool. No matter how many videos he watches of the apostles and us telling him that's what you are, right? The Most High is using it. He won't understand it. It says his mind doesn't work that way. So he's carnal, right? His plan is simply to destroy, to cut down nation after nation. He will say, each of my princes will soon be a king. We destroyed, that's the point. Yeah, it goes to a whole bunch
That's
of stuff.
Esau's mentality. That's why one of the elites, I forget his name, I think it was a royal family. He said, in the event I'm reincarnated, I wish to come back as a deadly virus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Philip.
Prince Philip,
To help contribute to depopulation.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing that Esau had, depopulation.
Right.
But he'll frame it like, oh no, there's too many people, and we gotta,
farting too much,
Yeah.
burping too much.
Yeah, carbon footprint.
Yeah, it's too high.
He's actually killing off. He'll have you believe we need to limit people having babies.
Right.
That way, but he's just trying to kill off the people that are already here.
Right. Yeah.
He's trying to kill everybody.
Con.
I had a precept for that point about the godless nation.
Con.
This is Luke chapter 4, verse 6.
Yeah, con.
And it says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High Yahweh, Shai, to wrath, and you were sacrificed unto your and you were delivered unto your enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not the Most High, and ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that have nursed you." So that the Lord uses, these other nations to punish us, and that's something, our apostles and elders and the prophets are trying to, get our people to understand, right? He's not doing it for no reason, because the scriptures say that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, right? Judah and Israel will be oppressed together in this modern day Babylon, right? So all these different events when it comes to ICE raids and the deportation and all this kind of stuff, is really trying to get at your Israelites, because you're just being wicked and you need to repent.
Yeah.
Amend your ways, as Jeremiah would say, right? Because back in his time, they were burning incense onto vanity. They were Ezekiel's time. They had all the abominations, weeping for Tammuz and all this kind of stuff. That's what the prophets are saying, is to get you Israelites to turn back to the Lord. They are your real leaders, not these people.
Well, to tell you the truth.
Tell you the truth.
Yeah, because whether you turn or not, that's up to the Lord. I think a brother said that too. Like, we prophesy, the Spirit does what it does. Now, it said Jerusalem too, right? You grieve Jerusalem, that nourished you. And Yerushalayim, teaching of peace. That's the prophets, right? That's the elect, starting with the prophets. We're the one teaching you what true peace is, because like Paul said, in the world, you were children of wrath. You never knew peace, no matter how good of a life you lived, because the scriptures also tell us that many have pierced themselves with many sorrows for the love of money. So it doesn't even matter what kind of illusion you were living, it wasn't peace. You were actually under the wrath of the Most High. Okay? That's why you had to do a bunch of wickedness to get it in the first place. That was it on that? Come. Anybody got anything else?
A script? Psalm 64 and 1.
Yep, you're good.
It says, a song, the choir director, Psalm David, O Yahweh. This is the NLT, Psalm 64 and 1. O Yahweh, listen to my complaint. Protect my life from my enemies' threats. Hide me from the plot of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. Right? So this is, these elite, these secret societies, and their plan is to try to wipe out, the Israelites. Try to wipe us out. Not knowing who we are. They're mad, and now the truth is coming out, and the dry bones is awakened. They're threatened. They're very much threatened by the prophets.
Yeah.
The hidden ones.
Yeah.
If I can add to that, man, 20 years ago, there was no big push about the so-called Jays today, the way they're making themselves victims the way they are now. They weren't playing that victim role 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when shit was all good.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they're playing that. Oh yeah. People, we're the victims.
We're being attacked.
We're being attacked.
Yeah. The truth is coming out.
Yeah, because there's too much truth coming out.
Yeah. That's right.
It's that time.
That's right.
They're getting exposed.
Like their forefather Esau, when he got tricked for his blessing. Going back to your point, what did he say? He said, "Isn't his name rightfully Jacob?" So even though, because the scriptures tell you that Esau despised his birthright, so even if you got tricked, you only got tricked because you never wanted it in the first place. So really, you gave it up.
Yeah.
But you want to play the narrative that his name means supplanter. Like you said, point the narrative, but you're the one who's guilty.
It's the same thing what he did to Cain.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
says their sword. Sorry, they sharpen their tongues like a sword, and aim their bitter words like an arrow. Like these, their laws, these, like their laws and these stuff what they pass, these clause and stuff.
Yeah.
To try and like suppress the truth.
Yeah.
And basically arrest us and and ultimately kill us.
Yeah.
Like, this is the plan of these wicked elites.
That's right.
They shut.
And they're slacking, and they're gonna get everybody to go along with it, because that's another thing too. We talked about, he frameth mischief by law, so he's gonna frame it where everybody is gonna. He needs to get everybody along with him in seeing us as an enemy. That's why Yahushua said that your brothers, your possibly your woman, your mother will give you up to the authorities. Right? So that means everybody's gonna be like, yeah, these guys are the enemies. He's gonna be able to do that.
That's right. They shoot from ambush. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attack suddenly and fearlessly.
Yeah, and that ambush, we went into it. You said AI. That's an ambush because you're in secret. Deep fake. The deep fake. And these are all ambushes, man.
They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever know this, they ask. As they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and the mind are cunning.
There it is, right there. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Right, the mind, going back to poison, man. Right? Sorceries, right?
Yeah.
All the multi-layered sorceries starts right in the mind.
Yeah.
Good.
But Yahweh himself will shoot them with his arrow,
That's right.
suddenly striking them through. So when Yahweh Shai, the angel is gonna come, in the midst of this third war, World War III, man. That's it. Because they're gonna try to have everybody get the CBC system with the chip, the RFID chip, and the Lord is gonna break the party, man. He's gonna
Wedding
break the party.
crashes.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful. The corner got them with the philosophy, the sorceries,
Yeah.
right? And then literally now you have that
Yes.
thing
Yes.
to go along with it. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Into these drunken people.
Yeah.
Their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. Then everyone will be afraid. They will proclaim the mighty acts of Yahweh and recognize all the amazing things he have done. So it's gonna be an amazing, salvation when Yahweh Shai, the angels, we're gonna be able to see the Lord. Lord will He make it.
Man.
And it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna get back our sovereignty, our power.
That's right.
We're gonna take everything what they have stole from us.
That's right.
And they're gonna go into slavery.
That's right.
It's like
man.
they're gonna, you see how we fell. It's gonna be even worse for the it's gonna be even worse for these Edomites, man, and these other nations. And then it says, the godly will rejoice in the Lord and find shelter in Him. Right, and basically, like we're in the shelter of the Lord, by following His ways and making our us present our body a living sacrifice, making videos, content, trying to edify the sheep, because we're not getting paid off YouTube or nothing. It's free.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Lord, He said,
Store up your riches.
No, He said,
Freely receive,
yes.
freely receive, and freely give.
Yes.
That's right. You pay the price.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, we're getting paid spiritually, man.
Yeah.
And I always say you don't want the angel to go to your spiritual bank account. You got insufficient funds.
That's right.
Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
So
the godly will rejoice in the Lord and find shelter in Him, and those who do what is right will praise Him. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to stay on the right.
Con.
right hand side of the Lord. We're not trying to go on the left.
That's right.
We want to stay on the right hand path.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's it.
Con. Anything else?
I had a quick one.
Okay, we'll close it off on that.
Yeah. Just a quick one. Exodus 15:3. So the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name, and the Lord wants to bring this war, man. This third woe.
Yep.
It's coming. You know, you people want to prevent the day from happening. It's not. That's not gonna happen. It's the Lord's will.
That's right.
Right. And one more quick one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like and no amount of marching is gonna stop it. You don't have to march or a rally.
Yeah.
Protest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your sons and daughters are getting sent to the Middle East. Even if they don't want to go, they're going.
That's right. That's
Let me
right.
add a point to that as well. They have a lot of protests going on tomorrow. This No Kings protest.
Oh, they're still doing that?
Yeah, they have one scheduled
Oh, wow.
tomorrow.
Toronto?
Not just in Toronto,
All
in the
over.
US, in St. Louis, Chicago. I looked it up and it was some Caribbean islands doing it, some countries in the UK are doing it, Ireland, France, Portugal, Spain.
So that's Isaiah 15.
Yeah.
No regard for their kings or their princes. Or the beginning stages of it.
That was it.
I mean, that was it.
Yeah. Okay, Khan. Yeah, you go ahead and close it up, brother.
So with that, we give all glory, honor, and praise to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakakadash,
Just say, Kwame Asherah,
Kwame Sha'ala,
Bible
Ababa Bal,
Shalom to the whole full elect.
Shalom to the whole full elect, and double honors to the apostles and bishops as well.